Here's my analysis for Aussie USD. I'm using Tradingview to do this analysis. I really like using Tradingview. It's a really good software. They are always optimizing, always finding ways to get better. They're including lots of brokers day by day, which is really nice because I can connect my broker and execute my trades through Tradingview. They got a nice charting software where I can just input on any tools, overlay them, and it's almost like drawing for traders, like paint for traders. So it's a lot of fun. I really like using TradingView. I've been using it for 5 years. It's been really reliable, and I'm looking forward to the optimization and things that they're always doing. It makes it even more fun to use this software. And it's really easy to put in some trade ideas, to contribute to the community, look at some forums, and even create a watch list and all that kind of fun stuff. So it's really good. I highly recommend taking a look at TradingView, and want to share with you a little bit more about it near the end of the video. But first, let's get into analyzing this chart and looking at where we could see some potential trade opportunities. Now, before I go in a little bit further, just a little disclaimer: I am a retail trader. I'm not a professional. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not in any way telling you that this is a sure guarantee, and nothing is guaranteed. In fact, as we've known in the markets and in life. So take this with a grain of salt. This is just for educational purposes only. If you do end up taking a trade based on this idea, do take responsibility for it. It is solely your responsibility, because at the end of the day, you're the one pressing the buy or sell button. No one's putting a gun to your head or forcing you to do anything. And make sure you allocate it, have enough risk. You assess your risk. Make sure it follows your trade ideas. Make sure you do enough research. Make sure you do all that kind of analysis, and also that you're in the right state of mind, because that's also very, very important when it comes to trading. It's almost like a professional sport in a way. When you're trading, you're like the best athlete in the world when you're coming into this. So treat it that way. It's a business. And yeah, so now that we got that out of the way, let's dive in. So clearly we're on the weekly chart, and what we can see is a downtrend. It's pretty obvious, as we can tell. Now, what I like to do is I like to draw some reference points. So first of all, I like to start with a lower point where we've seen these buyers take charge or take some action, or sellers stepping off the gas pedal, whatever it may be. There's action from traders, and it seems to be around the 0.62 area, which is a nice, beautiful round number. And over here on the upside, we see this swing area where prices have come and then they penetrated through. So I like to mark this as a support and resistance trader / major price level trader. I often see a lot of action taken around these areas of sort of swings or support and resistance, where traders have come in and pushed price forward further and beyond. So I like to point there, and I also like to draw at the wick, just because if you go to the lower time frames, this is going to be a body anyways, this candle. So I usually draw it right at the wick. For me, it's been more clear. I know some people like to draw just the body, others like to go in between. For me, it's just a lot more clear, and it makes more sense, and it's just a lot more simple by just doing the wick. And as I found, simplicity is always key, and this is a very simple method, yet effective when it comes to making your trading decisions. So I go down to the 1 day from here. As we can see, we have some congestion going on, a bit of action around this area in particular. So I like to keep a reference point there and make that a point of interest. Happens to be at 0.65, another nice round number. And as you can see here, this reference point is at 0.67. And then we have 0.62. So round numbers, really like that. In fact, it's you're going to find that you're going to see a lot of action taken around round numbers, and that's a really psychological sort of methodology in the markets that you'll see, and that you have been seeing. So as we can see, we have some higher highs being made, and we had this push down from these sellers, but this push lasted for about a few days, and then all of a sudden this 1 day took all of that out from these buyers, which tells me that there is some strength in these buyers coming in, and we could see a potential move up. On the other hand, we could also see some ranging going on if we get the same reaction from these sellers. If that's the case, then we'll be seeing some ranging, bit of congestion, and as a short-term trader might want to kind of wait and stay away from this for the time being. But this is a big memory spot here. This is something to keep in mind. 0.63, another round number. And now if we look at the 4-hour, we see that the price moves up, but it's not too much. I mean, actually, no, there's a strong move on the 4-hour. Never mind. We do see some congestion on the selling. However, all those like few days of selling, as you can see now, have been taken over in just one day of buying. And if we go to the 1-hour, there is a point of interest here. There is a bit of a hold followed by a push up. As we can see, there's a swing area here. And as you can see here, you can even plot a point here where we saw a reaction from these buyers right around this swing area. And then we saw the sellers come in. However, they couldn't push price any further. So this seems like a very special number to these buyers. And looks like they push price up. Now we're seeing momentum continue, although it is starting to slow down, but we are seeing those higher highs. So it is still an uptrend technically. Maybe it's starting to weaken, but it's still an uptrend. So if you're looking to go short, I would wait on that. I would wait for some confirmation, such as an increase in volume, maybe prices to get a little bit closer. We could perhaps see an increase in volume, and for price also to round out, flatten, and perhaps so show some initial signs of a downtrend slash reversal. Could even be maybe a pullback. We could see these buyers even continue to move up, which could be the case. Now, if I were to go long on this, I would probably wait for a break above this area, just because this is still kind of like seller's area. And I would wait for a breach followed by a pullback on the lower time frames before I go long. And I'll probably look for a price target around here, just because these sellers could come back and push price back lower. If I were to go short, I would probably aim for a price target around here, around the 0.63 area, and especially if the risk to reward is favorable, around 3-1. So that's my look on the short term. Now on the long term, if I'm an investor, just to switch gears a little bit, let's say I'm traveling. Let's say I'm traveling from, I'm an Australian citizen. I'm traveling to the U.S. And obviously, if I'm traveling to the US, I'm going to be exchanging currency to US dollars. Now, if I'm looking, I would use this chart and I look at it and be like, okay, maybe I would wait, depending on when you're traveling as well. I mean, if you're traveling like say next week, then maybe a different story. But if you're traveling in a little bit, I would probably wait before exchanging currency, because we always think about, okay, when's a good time to exchange currency? When should we change currency? And looking at these charts and analyzing these charts, even if you're not a trader and not an investor and just someone, maybe if you want to travel or just an average person, I would use this and wait and be like, okay, well, maybe I'll wait and see, because we're seeing some strength here. And it doesn't hurt to learn a little bit of chart analysis, even as a beginner or otherwise. I would probably wait for price and be like, okay, well, I would say let's wait until price maybe hits around here, around this level, because we could see a reaction from these guys, and maybe I'll exchange my Aussie dollars to US dollars from there, and take advantage of that. And there's actually a really cool software, a cool app that I've been using for a while, and it's been really helpful, because one of the other things I always keep in mind or take into account is rates, foreign exchange rates. And that's the most important thing. That's really important to me, especially if I'm exchanging large amount of dollars. Those little changes and fluctuations in rates from what say the local branch offers compared to what the rates are in the market play a big role. So over time, I found like a lot of different places have different rates, and I get it. They want to make money and they have different spreads and all that kind of stuff. But I found this one app which is called Wise, which has been really helpful. They actually have like the lowest rate fees when it comes to exchanging currency, and they're always optimizing as well. Speaking of optimization, they're another group that optimizes really well. They have been, they always add new features. Some of the cool features is that you can send money like through multiple methods. So I usually transfer money from my bank account over to this app, and there are many ways to do it. Very simple, and the cool thing is it only takes like less than a day. Sometimes happens within an hour when my funds are transferred to this account. And the cool thing is I can open up many other currency accounts for free, and I can hold on to currencies in multiple currency accounts. And then if I can convert really quickly, really seamlessly, and furthermore, I can send money off to my friends or family or whoever, anyone, as long as I have their banking information. I put that in and use it, and it's really cool. It's really easy to use. It saves me so much time, headache, and all that research of just looking up different brokers and different places where the best currency exchange. So it saves a lot of time and headache. I highly suggest you sign up. I got an affiliate link, or I got a referral link where you can sign up through. I do make about the how it works is if 3 people send $300 each, then I get $115. And for you, actually, you get to send up to $800 without paying any fees, which is actually pretty good, in my opinion, which is a really good trade-off. And on top of that, I encourage you guys to also use it. And you can also send a referral code to your friends as well, and the same thing would apply to you. So it's a kind of good sort of benefit that they have, a sort of referral system that they got going on. So yeah, I highly recommend checking out TransferWise. They're known as Wise. Actually, TransferWise was what they used to be called. But check them out. I sign up with them through my link below if you do plan on doing that. And also on top of that, if you're looking at using TradingView, they got a free version, which is really good, cool to use. They got a lot of indicators that you can use. I think you have a maximum of 3 or so, and then you got to pay. But even when you pay, it's not actually, and that's actually not that much. And if you're interested in getting a subscription with TradingView, I also have a link to that as well in the description below. So simply click that up, and it'll take you there. But I do recommend playing around with TradingView, seeing if you like it. Check out some currencies on some watch lists, do your own analysis. Very helpful stuff. And yeah, so I hope you find some insight in this. I hope this helps out with your trading decisions, with your chart analysis, also with anything else that you're doing. And even if you're exchanging currency, this is a very cool, useful tool and tip to learn. And chart analysis is really cool. One of those things you can apply to different markets. So it's really nice. Hope you find insight again. If feel free to drop a comment, like this video, share it to your friends, share it to anyone who you might think it will be useful for. And yeah, take care.